data protection obligations. Well, the government have imposed an obligation on every one of us in business and all that, all right, to do this. But it exempted itself. I have spoke up against this exemption. Okay, because we put up this press release on Monday, right? And among this press release, there's one part actually quoted 2018 when there was a boo-boo. What happened in 2018? Do you know? Well, in 2018, something happened to SGH. Okay, there was so-called a leak, right? Or hacker went in. A hacker went hacked into the SGH database, and interestingly, they were interested in not only the data, but actually Lee Hsien Loong's health condition some more. Supposed to be a state players, hackers, so to speak. Right. After that incident, right, PDPAC, PADC came out with a instruction or rather a statement that says this. Okay, it says in this statement, it actually says this: NRIC number is very important. Okay, right? Why is it important? It says that because it can access by having this NRIC number, right? You can have access to a lot of information. As the NRIC number is a permanent and irreplaceable identifier, which can potentially be used to unlock large amount of information relating to the individual. The collection, use, and disclosure of an individual's NRIC number is of special concern. Indiscriminate or negligent handling of NRIC numbers increases the risk of unintended disclosure, with the result that NRIC number may be obtained and used for illegal activities such as identity theft and fraud. Right? This Zheng Hu Gong, they say that themselves, right? Back in 2018. So why, right now, after the ACRA make a mistake, is actually a serious mistake. I'll explain why it's a serious mistake, right? After ACRA made a serious mistake, then they start to say, oh, actually, this NRIC is no use, all right? It's an identifier, it's just like your name, right? And it is not supposed to be used for anything else, just like a name. Hey, hello, if it's a unique identifier, so how would institution identify us if we do not use Goh Ming Sing? There's 3 Goh Ming Sing in Singapore, right? I think more than that, okay? More than 3 Goh Ming Sing. But from ACRA side, I go and search my name. 3 Goh Ming Sing came out. So which one is which? So you need the NRIC number along with your name, right? And along with maybe your date of birth, or now they use the date of issue of your NRIC number to verify or authenticate your identity. Correct? So it must be used together with other things. Right? So NRIC number itself alone is not enough right now. Last time, yes, but now it's not enough. You know why this happens? I just found out something very interesting. Anyway, well, before my party issued the press release, we didn't know actually Singapore government actually apologized for ACRA's mishandling. Right? This was taken up from a CNA YouTube channel, but I cannot find these words, apologies for ACRA, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Right? I cannot find this. Right? I do not know why. Right? Someone want to play down these apologies, but I can only find in 2 days later. Okay. The apologies was actually done on Saturday. But anyone knows, anyone read about this or not? I tried to read Straits Times, I tried to read the CNA, I cannot find, right? It was right at the bottom, right? Because this is a reply to a media inquiry, right? It basically says down here, right? He explained, or because they want to change the system, blah blah blah, right? And at the end of it, then they say, oh, regardless of all this, they apologize. You know, it's very difficult to get apology from this PAP government. They are very thick-skinned one, right? Because once apology, that means you're wrong, right? We acknowledge that coordination could have been better so that ACRA's move would not have run ahead of the government's intent. That means jumping the gun, said MDDI in his statement. We apologize for this mistake and for causing anxiety to the public. You see? They actually apologize. But throughout Facebook, whatever, I only got to know this when someone shared to me this morning. They actually apologize. Why did not the title of the Straits Times or the CNA put government MDDI apologize? But they instead put, plans to stop masking, NRIC, blah, blah, try to explain away, right? Actually, what ACRA did was not really wrong, so to speak, because they plan to do this anyway. But you know what? Are they sincere in apology? And I can tell you why all this mess comes about, right? You see, first of all, they say government agencies like ACRA is actually exempted from PDPA. I ask why. You mean for people like us, businesses, we will be slapped with a heavy fine, up to 100,000, I think, right? If we mismanage all this data, if we leak this data, okay? But at the same time, concurrently, your agency can actually just give away such data so easily. How can that be? That's number one. No. And some institution and organization actually use NRIC as authenticator because, as I said, it's a unique one, right? You have a name with NRIC, then with your date of birth, right? Then you can authenticate, right? That's actually, then they use maiden name and all that. It's part and parcel of the protocol for a long time, right? For a long time. For a lot of organizations, including banks and financial institutions. In fact, if you want to see whether I got saman or not, for example, right? You just enter your NRIC, then you can find it. Correct? That's how it works. So now you are telling people, this is actually non-issue. Why? Why? I suspect it got to do with something like this. This one. In 2018, SingHealth, that means SGH, right? Data was breached. And among these data, okay, how many data are there, 1.5 million SingHealth patients and records of outpatient dispensers belonging to 160,000 patients were stolen. Singapore population is 6 million or 5 million back then. Should be less than 5 million, about 4 million. 1.5 million data, including NRIC numbers, address, dates of birth, race, gender of patients who visited specialist outpatient clinics and polyclinics between 1st of May 2015 to 4th July 2018 were maliciously assessed and copied. But you know what? SingHealth was not actually fined. Anyone know fine? I don't remember they were fined. They have this complicated, okay? Have this complicated investigation, no? We call it this is a Wikipedia lah, not WikiLeaks. Right? Investigation going on, right? Then they came to a conclusion of a breach, and certain personnel, the aftermath, release a report, right? Breach, blah blah blah. Aftermath. Okay, aftermath is here. Okay. Now, the aftermath says that after they know the breach, they immediately inform the banks and financial institutions. I do not know whether they inform other people or not, right? Because banks and financial institutions were using NRIC as an authenticator or identifier, right? So, if you remember, after 2008, suddenly the bank will send you, oh, you need to have a dongle lah. You need two-step authenticator, authenticating lah. Blah blah blah. They change the whole protocol because of one hacker or because of one institution, the government institution. SingHealth is not supposed to be a government institution, right? Because it's supposed to be private. But oh my government, I don't know how it works, right? But are they exempted? Big question mark. Never mind. They are not fined anyway, right? Not 100,000 that I know. Because of one institution that breach, data will breach. Because this data is enormous, 1.5 million data. Including your address, including your NIC number, and date of birth some more, which are commonly used, right? By a lot of, not only the banks, a lot of other institutions, right? And private entities, companies. And so, they did this. They informed the banks only, financial institution, I think, and some of their own government institution. Oh, cannot use NRIC anymore. So they changed. So is it because of this breach, right, that NRIC number was actually thrown away? That means, they already know already. Okay lah, we open up. Is that so? But do you know that fraudster, right? The police also use NRIC number when they sell letter to us. Right? Government agency also use NRIC number. It looks authentic. So fraudster and scammers also can do this. That's why some people actually tell me, hey, the scammer call them up and they have NRIC, my NRIC number, so on and so forth. Is it because of this leak? So one mistake after one mistake, they want to cover it up to so-called resolve the problems caused by this leak. So they start to say the NRIC number doesn't matter, and force other institutions and other private companies to change their data system, their protocols of authentication. You know how much money is going to waste? Because of one government agency's error. If it's not because of these SGH leaks, but ACRA itself leaks also cause problems. For a lot of companies and financial institutions, maybe some of them are still using it, NRIC, to have to scramble to change their protocol. How much money, how much damage have this stupid mistake caused? And they are not fined or punished. So the PDPA law is unfair. Not only unfair, it's inappropriate. It doesn't give proportionate responsibility, right? According to large companies or large agencies or government agencies, it should include them. Of course, the governance of this government data have another law. I was told have another law. But under that law, it must synchronize with the PDPA. You cannot say that, oh, you kakina, your own agency, your government do salah and affect everyone, because everyone will be affected. Everyone will have to spend money to redo everything, the protocol, just because of the government agency's fault. How can it be fair to everyone? Inappropriate, disproportionate in responsibility and rules. 1.5 million data, patients' data, will leak. So I can tell you this. That's why I said Singapore is all on the broken track, right? Really on a broken track. These people do not even know what they are doing. ACRA can actually jump the gun, and they try to underplay it, and they try to gaslight us. Oh, NRIC is not important. What not important? Even if all the companies listen to the new guideline, because the new guideline is not out yet, okay? Only the financial institution will actually alarm, right? Put an alarm to them to say, cannot depend NRIC number alone because of the leak back in 2018 in SingHealth, right? But because of you change one rules, and because of one little agency, make a grave mistake. This is not a small mistake, it's a grave mistake. You actually compromise all the security protocols of all other private entities that uses NRIC number as part of the authentication or identifier purpose. Then you come out, oh, should not use. But at the same time, you are telling all these private entities, oh, you all still must keep NRIC number safe, cannot anyhow release. Hey, the whole same. Are you sincere in your apology? Is ACRA and all or the government is going to compensate all the companies or all the consumers or Singaporeans who are going to suffer damages because of this leak? And because of scammers and fraudsters, identity theft, so-called. And loan shark can actually use your this simple detail and say you borrow my money from them and harass you, right? 没有担当 in Chinese, irresponsible. Only try to sneak your way out of a situation. And I don't even see the minister come out to apologize. Josephine Teo is only interested in giving POFMA to TOC. Right? Lawrence Wong is in charge of Ministry of Finance, which ACRA comes under it. There's something about Lawrence Wong. When bad things happen, you cannot see him anywhere. He will hide You remember the MRT saga? It breaks down for 7 days, 6 days, 7 days. You cannot see him uttering any words. Right? Of course, okay lah, that one is under Ministerial of Transport lah, okay? Height, never mind. But this is under your own ministry. Where are you? Where the hell are you? My Prime Minister? My Minister of Finance? I get worried. Not because mistakes are made. I get worried when the leaders and the ministers try to shy away from such gabra and zebra and such mistakes. And worse, start to justifying and gaslighting everyone without talking about the implication, the impact of such changes and the impact of this bloody mistake. That's why our party came out with this press release. It may seem a very lengthy press release because we cover all angles. The questions we ask are very sharp. There are underlying meaning, underlying implications that we are asking. Right? Has PDPA or MDDAI do a simulation on what are the impacts of such changes in the first place? Right? When we talk about impact, it goes beyond normal protocols, security protocols that financial institutions and private companies have put out. Okay? Because such implication means companies are going to spend a lot of money. Right? Just because of one policy change. Just because of one bloody leak by a government agency. Or two of the government agency, put it that way. Or SingHealth. I think the major issue is SingHealth. We have compromised the private data, 1.5 million right, data back then. They compromised everyone's security protocol. And beside the private entities, what are the implications of frauds and scammers using this NRIC to do their scamming? You know, Singaporeans, even without this, are already the world #1 scammers heaven. You know why? Because 好骗嘛. Singaporeans are quite 乖乖 one, very 好骗 one. Right? We are one of the top place where scammers love. Always call. I always receive scammers call. Why? Why they target Singapore? Ulu, got money, rich, and not stupid lah. It's just they're not street smart. Right? And we are very tame. Thanks to PAP, always 保항 one. Small things must find, so small things, send you to jail, charge you, POFMA you, whatever. Until people are so afraid of so-called authorities. So they are very, they really understand Singaporeans are all these scammers. They understand Singaporeans are afraid of authorities. So they always pretend to be police. Okay? Right? Always pretend to be police. Right? Someone actually told me, some Bangladesh, call from India or Bangladesh, wear the police uniform some more. Right? They understand Singaporean mindset. And the older people who may not understand all this are easily scammed. And now with this NRIC free for all, they can look authentic, very authentic. Wow, you are NRIC, your name is this, your NRIC is this. How? Wow, we will become the great heaven for scammers, man. even if PDPA is going to say NRIC numbers should not be used for authentication or identifying, it doesn't mean that ACRA agencies, government agencies or private entities, right, could suka release people's NRIC numbers. Isn't it not? Right? It doesn't mean that you can free for all that. You just stress, you just tell all these people, okay, because of previous leak, just be frank upfront. Don't try to sneak your way, don't try to cover up the real reasons. Because of all this breach, NRIC number, the date of birth are no longer safe as an authentication. But it doesn't mean that everyone should heck care and release all this, not protect all this data, including the government agencies. That should be the way that it should go. And why should ACRA go and change the system, whether they jump the gun or not, to have this NRIC number free for all? At the very least, you must know who come and access this, who have purchased it, right? Make them pay for that. This 4G leadership is really screwed up. They don't talk to each other. They don't coordinate. They can't even think properly. They're out of touch from the ground. They're out of touch of how old people suffer from scammers. And they are actually helping the scammers to scam more. What nonsense. Really. I find it very nonsensical. Right? If this is an idea from Josephine Teo, I think she better step down. Right? And Lawrence Wong, please say your apologies and sorry for your ACRA for making up this mess. Okay? Now, before I end, of course, I have to sell my policy forum again. Okay. Saturday, policy forum, we have two videos, message that comes out, okay, from two activists that will speak from their hearts of their pet topic and their views of what really matters, okay. And you can, the good thing about having this policy forum, attending this policy forum is you can actually ask questions. Not only to the speakers, you can ask me also, right? We will answer, right? And you can also share your perspective. What are the key issues that you think this coming general election should be all about, right? I want poorer voice. I do not want single controlled voice, right? Like our mainstream medias, they're all controlled. It's very apparent. They are trying their masters up there, right, to manage all these boo-boos of the ACRA NRIC saga. Even look for what expert come and talk, right? Try to justify. Oh, it's okay, NRIC number bo tai chi one. Oh, no bullshit. Right? That's only theoretical. Right? They are really out of touch. You made a mistake, own up. Well, this comes from the PAP MPs also. Right? Vivian Balakrishnan. Own up, right? If you made a mistake, just own up and say sorry. Right? And slap yourself for making that mistake. Or Harikiri. That's from our dear Kobunwan. Just don't hide. And just to give excuses and highlight gaslighting. Right? From the year 2020 up to now, there are so many issues happening for the PAP. Right? That's why Lawrence Wong also worried, right? Losing the say, PAP might lose the election. That's bullshit lah. Right? Maybe not in my lifetime. Even if they lose half of the seats, they were still into power. Right? So what matters is we have to strengthen our democracy and to find ways. And politics is about policies, right? Other than other rules and regulation and politicking like what PAP likes to do, smearing their candidates. Other candidates are, right? Using POFMA, labeling, smearing. That's fine. We can take the punch. But what is important, we want to focus on the policies. And such policies at PDPA is also screw up. It's a very badly written law. Okay? It's inconsistent. Try to minimize the responsibility or the burden of responsibility on the government agencies, while put a very heavy whip onto all other private entities that do not follow their rules. This is not the country that we want. One set of rules for us, the other set of rules for the government, for the PAP. Cannot be what? Right? Here again, these are our speakers, right? And we have not many tickets left, right? So please book your place ASAP, right? Till then, see you again. Friday there will not be any live chat because I will be also preparing for the forum. And Sunday, Saturday not, definitely not, right? Sunday, I will take a rest. So see you most likely next year. Okay? Good night and goodbye.